Hey guys, Tarke here, and I wanted to do a quick demonstration of the changes I've made to the Herald of Ash prolif idea. Now, I was planning on doing this as a Slayer, but the Slayer wrote to a leveling. I'm still going to do a Slayer, but since I haven't got anything to show, I'm just going to show you how the idea works on my Raider. Basically, I've changed a few points on the tree, we've picked up Pointblank, and we've gone Collateral damage Shrapnel shot. The idea was to go Rain of Arrows, but my new idea is, well, what gives me the single largest hit? And the single largest hit I can get is with Shrapnel shot. So you go point blank, you get 100% increased cone damage, you stand near things, you can run Breach, you can run Beyond, you can run whatever, and the Prolif just sort of kills everything for you. Please no die to Porcupines during demonstration. And you just sort of walk around, as you can see, anything spawns in, and the Prolif Herald of Ash kind of cleans up. Now, this is very squishy, doing this on something which doesn't have the leech and point blank, which is why I don't like doing this on my Raider. Ow. Everything is just kind of owsy, but as you can see, the damage is kind of ridiculous. So, doing this on the Slayer version, which will have more damage, should be pretty good. This is looking a little bit interesting. But everything is just kind of dying pretty cleanly. And you can see there's some potential in this, I think. Just keep running ahead. I'm not really being efficient. I'm just trying to show you how stuff kind of works. Ow. But yeah, the main thing which is scary about this is the damage intake. So to make this work, you really want Valpact. And you either want to be a Slayer to have the Slayer pseudo Valpact, or you want to be CI Valpact. I've invested too heavily into life gear at this point to change this character into CI. I'd have to completely remake it. The tree would be fucked, so it's just like, let's just go with what we currently have and see what happens. The single target, not amazing, but decent. And you can change out your links to have something like chance to ignite instead of elemental focus for single target, or have a weapon swap, or have whatever. But that was on a 5 link, and it is with Shrapnel shot, which again, the way that Shrapnel shot works is at level 20, it has 99% increased base damage, and the cone hits for the same amount as the projectile. So if you hit something with the cone, you're hitting it for 99%, the cone, you're hitting it with the projectile, and because of the Shrapnel shot, you double the cone damage. So you're hitting it for like 297% total, if I'm making this correct, which I think is how it works. So the cone hits like double, then the projectile, so it's a 297% hit. All of that overkill damage prolifs the Herald of Ash. Big prolif, stuff dies. And the other thing you can do, which is pretty cool with the Slayer, is because of the way that the Slayer mechanic works, if I bring up the passive skill tree very quickly, is because of Endless Hunger gives you 20% of overkill damage as leeches life, you kind of want to have massive overkills. So use the Worm Flask in your setup somewhere, since you don't need to run a Silver Flask because you get the onslaught effect just from being a Slayer. You have the worms popping out every now and again, which means you always have your leech active for single target, and for single target you get this massive overkill prolif, meaning you can burn shit down. So yeah. You'll also see that with my current gear, so just my current gear exactly as is, plugged from my profile, thrown in, you'll have 7.8k HP with 2 collateral damage jewels in the tree at level 90 takedown, 7.7, right? You have access to way more life later on. There's loads of things you can do. You have access to more damage scaling. Ignore the DPS numbers, haven't got any active skills active, but yeah, this basically does more damage than the Raider version, which you just saw, which did pretty good damage. It was like melting stuff down, and yeah, I don't know, I think it'll be pretty fun arena. Now obviously I need to level this back up, and we ripped to our leveling trying to point blank Cole, which don't do that, so probably wait another day or two, sorry, but this is the current base idea. We found a use for Shrapnel shot. PogChamp. I'm Tarke, have a good day, bye bye.